Hello, and welcome to another edition of Cyber Shorts. I'm Roy Hadley with the Technology Association of Georgia, where I am the chair of the Information Security Society. I'm also a lawyer at the law firm of Adams and Reese, where I specialize in cybersecurity, privacy, and data management. Again, though, we're here with Cyber Shorts, and we have a great guest today, someone that is really going to be interesting and is going to share a lot of things on something that is really unique here in Georgia that you should really know about. Our guest today is retired U.S. Army Colonel Eric Toler. And Eric said to call him Eric because he prefers that to the longer title. But, before we even get going, we're going to thank him for his service, to our country and his continued service to our country. I have to read it because my memory isn't that good, but Eric headed the Georgia Cryptologic Center. He also commanded the Network Warfare Battalion, which was the Army's first cybersecurity unit. He also did stints in the Army Cyber Command, the U.S. Cyber Command, and also deployments in Bosnia, Kosovo, and Afghanistan. That said, though, Eric has been to countries all over the world in service to our country. So Eric, welcome. And again, personally, me to you, thank you for your service to our country.
Yeah, thank you, Roy. I really appreciate being here with you today.
Absolutely. So let's get to the meat of this. You are the executive director of the Georgia Cyber Center in Augusta, Georgia. Tell me, what is the Georgia Cyber Center?
So great question. So if you go back and think about what caused me to be here in Georgia, it was really about Georgia's commitment to this thing called cybersecurity. And it wasn't talking about it. I mean, we've been talking about these issues and challenges for many years, but it's about what they did. And that's invest $106 million in our taxpayer dollars here in Georgia to stand up this center, which is very unique across the country. So we're the only place in the country where we've combined government, both state and federal, law enforcement, academia, both our technical college system and university system, and private industry under one roof with a common mission in cybersecurity and cyber operations. And so, we came together to kind of lead a revolution in cybersecurity. So to get past the evolutionary changes that we've done over the last decade plus and really fundamentally change the way we recruit, train, and retain talent in this industry, the way we do capabilities development, which is also complex in ever-changing technologies, and the way we operate. How do we defend our nation in this domain called cyber when we have adversaries that are out there that are very deliberately, stealing our intellectual property, holding us ransom with different types of attacks, stealing our information, and can do serious harm through physical attacks through our critical infrastructure. So that combined with just the normal cyber crime, which is just an extension of normal crime, we really needed something like this. So as Georgia looked at this problem, this was a big piece of the puzzle to be able to stand this up here and take advantage of the synergy that's at Fort Gordon, Georgia, with Army Cyber Command, a 3-star command, operational command moving from Fort Belvoir, Virginia down here to Fort Gordon, along with the Cyber Center of Excellence, which does the Army's training, doctrine, and capabilities development, as well as the National Security Agency, Georgia, which is also here at Fort Gordon. And so just a lot of great partnerships that are here and really taking advantage of the geography.
Right. That is, and you're absolutely right. That's just a unique capability there at the Georgia Cyber Center. One thing that you said really struck me, and that is, bringing all of those various entities under one roof. I know sometimes we struggle with, integrating private enterprise with the government, with academia, and really kind of coming together in a comprehensive, cohesive fashion. Now, I happen to know that there are businesses that are I guess, resident at the Cyber Center. Kind of tell us about that and what do they do? What kind of, how do you support those private businesses that are at the Georgia Cyber Center?
Yeah, no, great question. So, our mission here is to build an ecosystem of these three entities of government, private industry, and academia. And together, not as individuals, but as a big group, we have 5 specific critical tasks in our mission. It's to provide relevant and affordable education and training. It's to develop the region's cybersecurity workforce. It's to solve complex cybersecurity challenges. It's to provide unbiased advice to policymakers and to facilitate information sharing and service provision. And so when you look at our private industry partners, they have a role in all of that because some of them do training, some of them certainly do capabilities development and innovation, and they provide services, whether that's security operations center, network monitoring, incident response capabilities, contractor support for the government, whether that's analytic or development. And so, again, we're part of Augusta University, which again is very unique. So part of the university system, part of Augusta University, very proud to be, but we also have a statewide mission. And so it's leveraging these industry partners to be part of that team. How do you get them to work with our research and our professors on the university side? How do you bring in government from either Department of Defense, Department of Energy, our Georgia Bureau of Investigation Cybercrime Center, which is here to see what industry has that they might can offer. And it's about bringing the problems from our government entities into industry so that they can develop the next solution and do it quickly and more affordably. We're up to, I think, 13 industry partners that are, have leases here on campus, on a college campus in the building, and they range from, a large volume of those that support the Department of Defense, both with people and development and training. But we also have one small company that was out of Tampa, Florida, and their expertise was in providing network security to rural hospitals in Florida. Certainly we have that need in Georgia as well. And so they've come up here to be part of the ecosystem. So it's really a broad and interesting group of partners that we have that range from, information technology all the way to high-end security.
Wow, that is fascinating. So we're going to pivot here on you for a second, and we're going to get to know a little bit more about Eric. And I know, my kids laugh at me because, cyber and privacy and all of those are just ingrained in me. And so very seldom do I like to talk about personal stuff, but we're going to get personal here with you for a second, Eric. And that is, after a long day, cyber fighting, fighting those battles, you come home, what's your go-to comfort meal? What mine, I think, is I'm still either pizza for right now, or lately I've been doing a lot of tacos. So it's been Taco Tuesday, let's just say. But what about you? What's that go-to comfort meal?
Yeah, so first of all, I love talking not about myself, but certainly about what I believe. As far as a meal goes, it's pretty much anything my wife cooks.
Right.
My wife's Korean. I think my kind of go-to would be a dish called budae-jjigae.
Okay.
Which is kind of a hot, spicy soup with different meats, ground beef, maybe some hot dog type, and some Spam with some kimchi in it. It's really spicy, but really, really good.
Okay, so next time I'm in Augusta, I'm inviting myself over. Maybe these post-COVID days, but I'm inviting myself over. That sounds really, really good.
And I love tacos too, by the way.
Right.
That's another staple in the family.
There you go, Taco Tuesday,
That's
not
right.
to be underestimated. So, kind of switching back to the cyber. One thing that's happening, and I know because you deal a lot with companies in the defense industrial supply chain. CMMC is coming on board, and that is kind of starting to get its legs. Do you see a lot of companies coming through the Cyber Center concerned about CMMC, and that's a cybersecurity maturity model certification, which is being kind of put out by the DoD to help companies that are in the defense industrial base get up to speed and with their cyber hygiene, different levels. But is that starting to be something that companies are starting to focus on when they come through the cyber range and the Cyber Center?
Yeah, so I think that CMMC is a great idea. I think we need to implement it. The challenge is how to do it. And so there's a lot of discussion right now on how do we get there, how do we train people to assess, and how do we do the assessments, and how is it fair and equitable. But yeah, certainly from the private sector, probably more interest than concern. But obviously, if you're going to do business with the government, you got to do well on the assessment. And so I think we've had many discussions on that. We've talked to partners. We're actually on some teaming agreements.
Okay.
That would both train certifiers and then potentially actually do the certification themselves, go out and do the physical certification that goes with it.
Right. That's great to know, because I think a lot of people are looking for that resource, for that training. So again, the Cyber Center is, a great resource for that too, it sounds like, with respect to CMMC.
Yeah, and the private sector views that as an opportunity as well. So they want to do the certifications and be part of that. So they certainly jumped on that opportunity.
Okay, fantastic. So putting on our education hat here for a second, where do you see Georgia with respect to educating the next level, the next generation of what I call cyber warriors out there, to really help, train, as you said, train and educate those people, those young people that will be at the forefront of those engagements, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Where are we in Georgia on that? And I think we're doing very well, but I'd love to hear from you, because you're on that front line also.
Yeah, no, I'm very encouraged by the initiatives that state of Georgia is doing. You look at individual school districts around the state, K through 12, and they're starting programs or have started programs in computing and cyber sciences. So very encouraged to see that. Of course, we got to do better. Not all school districts are equal, and so our big focus when we talk about workforce development is the K through 12 programs, because not only do we need to provide the foundational education, but we also need to inspire young men and women to want to even enter this career field. Right. If you're waiting to high school before you sign up for a cybersecurity class, then you're kind of too late. So you at least have to spark that interest almost in elementary school, and then provide programs through middle school. We host cyber camps. We had the first ever virtual Cyber Patriot Camp here this summer for both middle and high schoolers, that not only students in Georgia participated, but across the country, and we even had one from Canada. And so it's those type of events that you want, and to inspire kids, and in some cases even break down negative stereotypes of what cyber is. It's too hard, it's too much math, I can't do that. But when you show them what they can actually do, what are those work roles that they would be, and how they can progress through this career field, then the math and science doesn't seem as daunting. Right. And it's pretty exciting. So, to be able to introduce like Python scripting into math classes, which we've done in a local pilot with one of our schools here. Fascinating. You got to teach a kid how to, find the area of a circle. Why don't you teach him a Python script to do that at the same time and get him interested in computing? Right. And then on the college level, of course, we've got tremendous programs across the university and the technical college system as well. So we're continuing to improve, but we have to continue to improve, and particularly those school districts that don't have as many resources as others. We have some free resources through our Cisco Academy. We're a Cisco Academy support center. So if a high school wants to stand up a Cisco Academy, we can do that for a small fee, and then provide the support to that teacher as a Cisco Academy that gives them access to free curriculum and labs, et cetera. So it's a great program that is really no cost to the schools.
Oh, wow. Wow. That is fascinating. I didn't know that. And you're right, though. I think that you got to start K through 12, because once a kid gets beyond that, it is oftentimes not too late, but very difficult, to kind of get into that. Well, I could talk all day with you, because all of this, every little single element of the Georgia Cyber Center is just fascinating. Kind of how you all have brought it all together. But these are cyber shorts, and so we kind of keep them short for people. That said, two final questions for you. One, favorite band of all time?
Favorite band is Mercy Me.
Okay, great band. And the coup de grace question, Coke or Pepsi? Tells me a lot about you here.
Oh, you gotta go with Coke.
Coca-Cola, fantastic. So again, Eric, it has been a pleasure. If somebody wants to learn more about the Georgia Cyber Center or get in touch with you, how can they do that?
Yeah, so we have a pretty good website. Of course, as an innovation center, you'd think you'd have a good website, but you can go to that at www.gacybercenter.org.
Okay.
You can look at what's there, what's available, and there's also a page where you can contact us.
Okay, fantastic. So again, Eric Toler, Executive Director of the Georgia Cyber Center. It has been a pleasure learning more about you, and also really learning more about what's happening at the Georgia Cyber Center in Augusta. Again, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Roy. It's my pleasure.
Take care.
Yeah, God bless.